All right, so today we're starting our New Year's brisket cook. We have thing 1 and thing 2 in the back. Their faces are blurred because the internet's creepy. Thing 1, thing 2, and you. What are we doing right now?
We're going to Costco.
We're going to Costco to get the brisket.
Yeah, but where are we going before that? You got the most important part.
We're going to get sushi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's more important than the brisket right now.
Sushi.
Thing 1, thing 2, quit giggling. We're on our way to get sushi. Thing 1, thing 2.
What in the world?
Try again.
Ouch.
Okay, use your chopsticks.
Ooh.
All right, we've got you, thing 1 and thing 2 again. We just finished where, girls?
Sushi.
Now we're going
To Costco.
To Costco.
Why are we going to Costco?
To get brisket.
To get brisket.
Brisket shopping, the best time of the year, better than Christmas.
Yay.
Tell me any other 8-year-olds that would agree with that. Here we are again with you, thing 1 and thing 2. It is cold outside, girls. And we just tried Tesla's Summon in the parking lot, and the car kind of stopped in the middle of the parking lot, and everybody thought we were crazy. So Summon does not work. Anyways, what did we just do?
We
Bought
just
brisket.
bought briskets. And a whole bunch of other things.
Thank you, thing 2. We got our brisket. So we'll start cooking tomorrow. So this will be a several day process, but we will pick up tomorrow and trimming it and getting it ready. And here we go with the longest part of the video, the trimming. We picked up this 16-pound brisket from Costco. It is a prime brisket, so it's in very, very good shape. Not much fat that needed to be trimmed. There was no gashes in it. The mohawk was non-existent. So it was a high-quality brisket that we picked up. Got it all trimmed up, and there wasn't much hard fat to remove either. The fat cap looked good, had to trim a little bit off of it, but overall this was a very, very good brisket. I did leave about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of fat on the fat cap just to protect the meat as it was cooking. There was very little silver skin to trim off. Just rounded up the corners, did not do a very aggressive trim with this brisket at all, since it's just a backyard brisket, not a competition or anything along those lines. The trimmings we do save to make burgers out of them. We grind it up. They make some really, really good burgers, but fat we did keep as well, and you'll see later in the cook we put it on the smoker and cooked it down and turned it into tallow that we use when we wrap the meat. seasoning was pretty simple on this brisket. I just used some 16 mesh black pepper and then topped it off with some seasoning salt, just what came from Walmart. Nothing fancy or any special brands or anything. The pepper I did go pretty heavy on. We do like a peppery brisket with a very, very dark bark. So as you'll see here, I did lay that pepper on rather thick. I did go with the pellet smoker instead of the offset just because it's cold out in Ohio right now and nobody wants to be going outside to add splits every half hour, 45 minutes in the cold. So I used the Pit Boss Competition Series 1600, fired it up to 200 and did 200 for majority of the cook until we wrapped it, which we'll talk about later on. The smoker ran at 200 degrees for about 12 hours. We are about 4.5, 5 hours into the cook. Got this kit here, thing 1, thing 2, which is cold, because it's cold out. Smokin Pecan pellets in this thing got it rolled like a chain smoker instead of a 1 pack a day smoker like normal pellets. So, oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. No, she's nuts. After about 12 hours and the bark had said it was time to wrap the brisket, we did wrap it in butcher paper, and then to finish it off and get it over the finish line to about the 205 mark, we did put it in the oven at 300 degrees since it was about 1 a.m. Once the internal temp of the brisket had reached 205, I did pull it out of the oven, let it sit on the counter for about a half hour to let the cooking process finish and the temperature to stop rising internally, and then wrapped it in foil, stuck it in one of the Drip Easy meat resting bags, and put it in the cooler until it was time to eat it later in the day. Here we're slicing the brisket up, and as you can see, the fat cap does have a nice jiggle to it. There is a nice smoke ring inside the meat, and it just cuts smoothly like butter, and it ended up turning out fantastic. It had that nice smoke taste to it that the Smokin Pecan pellets gave it, and it was just one of the best briskets I've ever made.